Good evening to all my wonderful viewers out there. Welcome back to another episode of our weekly podcast series, Sneakers and Stuff. Welcome to episode 11. We've got a lot to cover today, or in this case, this evening. We've got some big topics like Hidden NY and Billionaire's Boy Club collaborated. We've got that Vlone released a Panther collection or capsule, and that Stussy collaborated with CDG recently. These three major topics and more are going to be covered in today's episode. Guys, welcome. Oh, it is midnight. What is it? What's the date? It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, the 18th of November. I'm sorry that this episode got delayed. I was meant to record, edit, and upload it on Sunday, the 15th of November, but you know me, I'm never good with these schedules. I got too much going on. I got work, I got other responsibilities. It's just, yeah, I didn't get around to doing it. So I'm staying up tonight, what is it? Yeah, midnight on Wednesday. It's literally about to clock over to Thursday. We're gonna cover episode 11 and do it all now. We have got a lot to talk about. So as I mentioned in episode 10, there was a period of time that I didn't cover in the recent releases schedule of the podcast. In this episode, we're going to be covering that. As always, like every other episode, this episode is going to be split up into 8 segments. We're going to have segment 1, which is Sunday's Best Dressed, a little bit of the podcast where you guys can send in your fit pics and feature on the podcast, and also I dress up on Sunday and also do it as well just for a bit of fun. Segment 2 is going to be dedicated to Heat on My Feet, a little part of the podcast where I talk about a sneaker that I have recently been enjoying, or a retro that I have recently been enjoying. Section 3 is recent pickups, where I talk about recent pickups that I have done over the past week or two. Then section 4 is recent releases, where we talk about recent sneaker, streetwear, fashion, and sometimes even jewelry releases in the episode. Moving on from section 4 to section 5, we have streetwear and fashion news and rumors. That's where we'll talk about, leaks of potential upcoming collections, or where people get announced heads of new fashion houses or pre-existing fashion houses, or where I see a lookbook that has popped up in the past week or so that I think you guys should definitely check out. We'll discuss that there in section 5. Section 6 is sneaker news and rumors, where we'll talk about sneaker leaks that have just recently been announced over the past week, or big sneaker news of upcoming releases that are going to happen next year. Section 7 is upcoming fashion and streetwear releases. That's where we will talk about the upcoming streetwear and fashion releases that are going to be releasing until next Sunday, or this coming Sunday in this case. And then last but not least, section 8 will be upcoming sneaker releases, where we talk about all the noticeable sneaker releases that are happening till this coming Sunday. And that is it, guys. That is all 8 segments that we will be doing in the podcast today. So let's head on over and start off segment 1, which is Sunday's Best Dressed. And as I mentioned, if you guys want to feature in this part of the podcast in section 1, just post a fit pic on Instagram, forward it to me in my DMs, and do hashtag Sunday's Best Dressed, and you can break down the outfit there in my DMs if you want, and of course, you will feature. Unfortunately, we have no features from you guys this week, but you know what? That's okay. I've got an outfit planned for us anyway. Let's head on over to Sunday's Best Dressed, which I actually did record on Sunday, so it still counts, and have a look at what I dressed up for this Sunday. And of course, for this Sunday, well, I have to use one of my recent pickups, which, don't worry, will feature in the next segment. I've comboed this pickup with just some 501s, and I mean, you can sort of see it, but it's the Silver Tongue Fire Red 5s down there. A really, really solid 2020 retro, which we, unboxed on the channel, have talked about a lot on the channel. I felt like I probably should have spiced the outfit up a little bit with maybe a more colored hoodie, but I mean, I don't know, it works really well. I kind of works actually with all the color being focused on the jacket there. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this outfit's a lot better than I'm actually giving it credit for. I mean, hey, you noticed that applique on the jacket, guys, but yeah, this is going to be the Sunday's Best Dressed for episode 11. And that was it, guys. That was Sunday's Best Dressed. One little out there, which also features one of my recent pickups, and also the heat on my feet that's going to be for this week. So now moving into section 2, guys, heat on my feet, which I will be discussing a sneaker or retro that I have recently been enjoying. This week for episode 11, it is going to go to a Jordan 5. A Jordan 5 that recently actually got a off-white collaboration on that colorway. And unfortunately I missed out on that off-white collaboration because, I mean, well, it's so limited, it's basically impossible to get it. I of course missed out on it, but I've got the OG, I've got the retro that released in 2020, so that's okay. The Jordan 5 that I'm referring to, the Jordan 5 that I'm going to put as heat on my feet this week, is the Jordan 5 Fire Red. This shoe is just amazing. It is amazing. I picked this up off of eBay for about 25 bucks more than retail, and it was well worth the money. This retro is the 2020 OG branded retro of the 1990 colorway, the Air Jordan 5, the Silver Tongue Fire Reds. As you can see, it's silver tongued. Unfortunately, it's a little bit difficult to see because the light is lighting up the 3M on the tongue, but it is just an awesome colorway. It works with so many outfits. The leather quality on the Fire Red 5s is awesome. The cushioning quality is amazing. It is just an awesome shoe. I would have loved to pick up the off-white variant of it that released quite recently, but I don't think I'm ever going to own a pair of off-white shoes, guys. Having a size 16/17 foot makes it basically impossible. So unless I personally get to know Virgil or, you know, get to contact him somehow, I just don't think it's going to happen. So I'll just have to enjoy the general release with you guys until maybe one day. But yeah, it is an awesome shoe, and it's going to go as today's, episode 11's heat on my feet. I want to hear from you guys though. What has been a sneaker or retro that you have recently been enjoying, and what have you been wearing on your feet this week? Let me know down in that comment section below, but we'll now move on to my recent pickups that I have picked up over the past week or two. Now moving into section 3 of the podcast today, guys, we have recent pickups. Now this week, no sneaker, no jewelry, and I'm going to say no fashion pickups, but we got some streetwear pickups. So I'm going to showcase that to you guys in the recent pickup segment today. To start it off with, we have a Supreme hoodie that I picked up. More specifically, the Supreme Rap-A-Lot Records Spring Summer 2017 Ghetto Boys hoodie. It's an awesome piece, guys. It's one that I've been looking for a while now. They weren't propping up on Grailed in an extra large for a while, and I was getting kind of worried because I was like, oh, I kind of want one, and they're not here on Grailed at all. As soon as I bought this one, they all suddenly started propping up again, and I'm like, thanks guys. The whole time that I really was looking for one, it was a wasteland, and as soon as one finally propped up, they all started propping up. I was like, what are the chances? But yes, guys, I unboxed it on the channel. It is an awesome piece. It is, you know, your classic Supreme heavyweight cotton cross-grain hoodie. Oh, sorry, cross-grain cotton hoodie. They are awesome. They are thick. You would not be able to wear them in summer or spring because they are so heavyweight. And of course it features an iconic album artwork on the front by the Ghetto Boys, their 1991 album We Can't Be Stopped, and the record label they are with, Rap-A-Lot Records, on the back there. It's an awesome piece. I would love to pick up more from that collaboration that happened in spring summer of 2017, but yeah, the further we go back with Supreme's releases, the harder they are to pick up in an extra large. Medium, large, they're not too hard to find. Extra large and small, those are the Supreme sizes that rarely prop up. But that is my first pickup in recent pickups this week. A second one is a heavy piece, but we just recently unboxed it on the channel. Yes, a recent pickup that I picked up this week, guys, is the Jeff Hamilton Chicago Bulls 1996 first 70 win jacket. This is a hefty full leather applique jacket. It is an amazing piece, very historical piece, only 70 of them made. I got number 21. I'm super keen to wear this in the colder weather, but it is hefty. I'm like trying to hold it up right now, and it is like, I can feel the weight in it. It's got this amazing applique design on the back of it. You can see where, an example in the A, the red leather has shrunk over like 20 years. And it's like, now you can see like large amounts of white because the red leather has just shrunk and it doesn't fill up the whole space. So it's survived pretty well for its age. I really love it. I'm happy with it, and I'm super keen to wear it in the colder season. But that is my second pickup this week, a Jeff Hamilton vintage Chicago Bulls jacket. Awesome piece. If you want to check out the unboxing video, it's literally like 3 videos ago. You'll see it on the channel. But yeah, guys, that is it for my recent pickups this week. Hopefully we will have more to showcase next week or this Sunday when I do episode 12. But we'll now move on to section 4 of the podcast, which is recent sneaker, fashion, jewelry, and and streetwear. That's the last one. There we go. And streetwear releases. Guys, this is what I get for recording at midnight. I just forget things. You know, I went to work, I've come back, I try to record at midnight. It's just escaped me. So yes, section 4, recent, I'm going to say it first, streetwear, fashion, jewelry, and sneaker releases. There we go. I got it. So, the first one that we're going to be covering is one of the big topics of this episode, which is that Vlone has done a recent capsule. They didn't give it a name, so I kind of called it the Panther capsule, because there's like a panther or jaguar or whatever it is featured on some of the pieces. And well, if ASAP Bari wasn't going to name the capsule something, I'm gonna name the capsule something just so we can refer to it. So yes, guys, this capsule was actually, I don't know how to put it. So I'm incredibly disappointed by Vlone. Their releases and collaborations are so hit or miss, and you know, with the controversy surrounding the whole brand, you kind of want to stick clear of it most of the time anyway. This recent capsule was actually kind of surprising for me because they've actually upped their quality according to their description of their items. Whether or not they deliver on that quality, totally different conversation for when we actually see the pieces being delivered to people's doors. But what Vlone has promised in this capsule is a bunch of French terry cotton hoodies at around the 300 USD mark. 300 USD is around what Vlone asks for its, you know, mainline Vlone hoodies. I personally think that is a very expensive asking price for what they deliver. This time around, them changing it to French terry cotton hoodies, it potentially could be better. I still don't think it warrants the 300 USD price tag they're asking for. Some of the graphics featured on these hoodies that they were asking 300 USD for was the Panther that we just talked about, or the Jaguar, or whatever the hell it is. We had some, what looks like, how do I put it, very gang inspired font on it. I honestly don't know what it's called. I've just seen it being used in gang related art and stuff like that, so I'm associating it with that. We also got some t-shirts in this capsule as well. They had an asking price of 160 US dollars. It's just too much. I wasn't feeling anything from this capsule. I was at least happy to say that Vlone put a little bit more time and effort into both the quality and the designs of the pieces. I just think it's a really overhyped brand at this point, guys. I'm covering it purely just because it's a recent release, but yeah, it didn't go for anything from this capsule. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys went for anything from this capsule. But this capsule dropped on November 15th, if any of you guys were interested. Moving on, we have a capsule that we recently covered on the channel, and that video just absolutely popped off. I was kind of expecting it, but kind of not. But the video went very, very well. What capsule that recently released? It's another big one that we have to talk about today, which is that Stussy collaborated with Comme des Garçons sub label CDG for a little capsule there on November 13th. This capsule featured a bomber jacket, some t-shirts, a pinstripe coach's jacket, some really, really cool pieces in it. I personally would have liked the bomber jacket, even though that they scrubbed out my state in Australia off the map on the back of the bomber jacket. We won't talk about that. Apparently I don't exist, but anyway. Yeah, it was a very well done capsule. Stussy has had some really solid releases this year because it's their 40th year anniversary. We actually do have some upcoming releases that we're going to cover in today's episode that are, again, another 40-year anniversary collaboration with the brand. We'll get to that when we get to that in section 7. But yeah, this little capsule that dropped on November 13th was really, really cool. You guys should definitely go check out that video that I recently posted about it if you want to find out more details about it. Moving on, we have, I'm going to say quite a big collaboration. Definitely one of the ones I had to put as one of the big topics that we're going to be talking about today, and that is that Hidden NY, or more simply just Hidden, the curation page which curates a lot of hip-hop, music, fashion, sneaker related content, collaborated with Billionaire Boy Club to do a capsule on November 15th. What released in this capsule was just a nice, simple couple of hoodies, t-shirts, socks, co-branded, of high quality. It was just simple. Nothing too groundbreaking. It didn't have to be. It was just a nice little collaboration, and it completely sold out. It was very, very popular. This dropped on November 15th. I wouldn't have minded maybe a hoodie, but I totally missed out. I'm just really happy to see, because I remember Hidden NY before 100k when I started following it. It's now at 300k on Instagram. They're collaborating with BBC. It's just really impressive to see them climb to such a huge like status so quickly. So honestly, good on them. Good on you, Hidden. I'm really happy and proud to see it. Not that, my opinion or anything means anything, but it was really nice to see it, and it released on November 15th. Moving on, we had a big Monday program that we have to talk about in this episode. Recently, we had Kith collaborate with Pendleton for a Monday program on November 9th. This consisted of 2 hoodies done in like the traditional American, Native American style. It was really well done. There was a navy one which I thought was kind of a miss, and then a brown one which I thought was the best one. It was a very solid little capsule there. Kith always collaborates with Pendleton, so I'm really keen to see more release, hopefully in the winter collection, which we will also mention in this episode. But we'll just have to see, guys. It was a very solid capsule, and it released on Monday the 9th. Also releasing on the 9th of November, we had the Del Schutzer released a Tsunami and Nuclear Hoodie capsule. We did a video on that on the channel. The Nuclear Hoodie was a black version of the already seen red Nuclear Hoodie. It was 480 GSM, or grams per square meter, and it was 100% not pre-washed cotton. Next, we had the Tsunami Hoodie, which was 480 GSM, 100% cotton. Both really solid releases. I didn't go for any of them. I'm kind of holding off picking up hoodies unless they're like must-haves these days, just because I have so many. I simply just have so many. I don't think I need too many of them. Unless they come up for a steal on Grailed or something like that, I'm not really looking to pick them up. But that was a really solid capsule, and that released on November 9th. Moving on to November 12th, we had Supreme release week 13 of their Fall Winter 2020 collection. This included some big items like the Tapestry workwear jacket. That was a must-have for a lot of people. It instantly sold out. It's going for some crazy prices on the secondary market. Who knows, maybe in the future you might be able to pick one up for a more reasonable price, but it did retail for around 350 USD, so reasonable kind of went out the window at the retail price. It was a really awesome piece. We also got the Timberland collab that week, as well as the fishbowl accessory, which was a bit of a laugh there. All in all, it was a pretty solid week. Definitely the tapestry the aerial pieces in week 12 definitely carried that week. I covered it in the drop list video and I still feel the same way now. It was a good week though. And that all released on the 12th of November there. Of course, if we just talked about our favorite New York skating brand, we've got to talk about our favorite British one, which is that Palace Skateboards released week 7 of their winter 2020 collection on the 13th of November. That week's drop featured the Whitney Houston collab, which had a really nice series of American college-inspired pieces featuring the iconic arcing text and iconic silhouettes like varsity jackets and crewneck sweaters. It also featured a Gore-Tex jacket as well as a hoodie with Palace written all over the chest called the Full Frontal Hoodie. Thank you, Palace. Thank you for that one. Yeah, that released on the 13th. If any of you guys are interested, it should still have some of the pieces available on their store there. Now, moving on, just after the Monday program, 2 days later on the Wednesday, Kith had another release. On Wednesday, the 11th of November, we got the Kith X Ralph Lauren Capsule, or the Fall Winter 2020 Capsule. This capsule featured a lot of iconic pieces like the teddy bear co-branded knits, as well as a hoodie, denim jacket, and some crew necks as well. I thought it was really funny because it released at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 11th day of the 11th month. It was 11/11/11. I thought it was really cool. Everyone kind of skipped over the fact there, I think, but it was a really solid collection, guys. We did a video on it on the day, so if you want to check out the full capsule, we did do a Streetwear Talk video on it. Just head on over to the channel there, and you can check that out there. Now, moving into recent sneaker releases, which there is a lot of them. What we got for our first recent sneaker release is the Adidas Yeezy 350 V2 Fade. This released for $220 USD on the 11th of the 11th. It was such a miss for me. Again, I got sick and tired of 350 V2 releases way back in like 2016 or 17. So 2020, guys, they're a big sleeper item for me these days. I'm not interested in them at all. I was never really interested in them at all to begin with. So the Fade one did not excite, but definitely let me know in the comment section below if you were feeling the Fade colorway that released on the 11th. Moving on, we had that Converse and Golf Wang collaborated on some Chuck 70s on a polka dot colorway. This released for $100 USD on the 11th of the 11th. I thought this was a really awesome Chuck 70, featured an iconic Golf Wang motif, which is the polka dots all over it, which we recently saw on the Levi's collaboration. It's this awesome little piece. I definitely sold out everywhere that it was being sold at. I just thought it was a cool pair of Chuck 70s there. If you guys are interested, it's available on the secondary market for around about retail. They're not going for much more than that. Luckily, Golf Wang and Golf Le Fleur does not have resale, so if there is actually any die-hard fans out there, you can pick it up for a good price. As I mentioned though, it did release on the 11th of the 11th. Next, we had that the Nike Dunk Low Veneers got a release on the 10th of the 11th. 100 USD was the retail price. It was a nice blend of purples, browns, and greens. A really solid Dunk Low release. And just some nice high quality suede. It was just solid. Just a solid Dunk Low. It definitely went under the radar for a lot of people as we were getting a lot of releases around that time, but it's a Dunk, so it's totally sold out everywhere. But I think it's going to be a low-key one that a lot of people are going to sleep on now or think the resale is really low, and it's going to creep up on them later down the line. But it released on the 10th of the 11th if any of you guys are interested. Moving on, we had a very iconic colorway and sneaker releasing. We had that the Nike Air Max 90 infrared colorway got a 2020 retro, and it released on the 9th of the 11th. Released for $120 US. It was it's tough because it's a solid shoe. It's an iconic OG colorway. It came in even an OG box this year, but we've seen it so many times before. we've seen it so many times before, and because it's not a super sought after shoe, everyone that has wanted this shoe in OG colorway and everything like that has it by now. So I hate to dunk on it because it's not like it's a bad release or anything like that. Like, Nike did a really good job on that one. It's just that everyone that wants it has it, or at least most of the people that want it have it, and we've seen it so many times in the past 20 years. So it's like, chill, Nike, go release something else. But I do have to commend it because it's just really solid, and the fact they went with an OG box, I have to give them a thumbs up for that. So if you were interested in that, it released on the 9th of the 11th. Next, we had a collaborative dunk. We had the Nike SB collaborated with Atmos to do a dunk low. This was the elephant colorway. It's got an elephant print all over it. Released on the 11th of the 11th, and you know the Nike SB dunk lows in collaboration with Atmos, it can't be 100 USD because it's a collab. It has to be 110 USD. That expensive retail price, am I right? Yeah, no, it's a solid one. Elephant print dunks definitely reminds me of a lot of past dunk releases. So this one definitely just hit like a nostalgic point where I'm like, damn, I remember a lot of dunks with like elephant print on it and stuff like that. That's crazy. It's definitely a nostalgic looking dunk there. It was pretty solid. It sold out everywhere, guys, and it released on the 11th of the 11th. Next, we had an Air Jordan 5 release, actually. One that I was kind of disappointed by. What we had is we had the Air Jordan 5 What The colorway release on the 12th of the 11th, retailed for 220 USD. God damn, that is expensive. This is why I'm going to go through my checklist. The What The 4s that came out in the past 12 months, they were all the OG colorways mashed together to make this like OG Jordan 4 with OG branding. It was just awesome. It was just awesome. And then this one was like all of these random Jordan 5s put together to make this What The Jordan 5s. And it didn't even have OG branding. There was just no selling points to it. The What The 4s, in my opinion, are just a lot better because it's hitting a lot more spots for me. OG branding, mix of good colors. It was just good. The What The 5s, not for me, not for me. But if they were for you, they released for $220 US on the 12th of the 11th. Next, we had another collaboration, one that has been teased to us ever since the start of the year. What we had is Nike and Sakai collaborating once again on two colorways of a new morphed sneaker, where they've collaborated and morphed multiple sneaker models together. What we had is the Vapor Waffle. This one is a bit of hit or miss amongst fans. A lot of people just prefer the Waffle LDVs that we've seen before. It came in two colorways, either black or white or fuchsia and game royal. The retail price was 180 US dollars. For me, guys, I think the black and whites are better, but that like painted swoosh over the top of it, if they removed that, it would have been a much better shoe all round. Or just do two leather swooshes. Don't do any painted swooshes, especially over the top of mesh, because that just looks mad funky. But yeah, it released for 180 US dollars on the, I don't actually have the release date, but I think it was the 11th, but I'll just have to reconfirm that, guys. But yeah, released for 180 US dollars recently if you guys were interested. Next, we have another dunk. Over this past week, it's been a lot of dunk releases. We had the Nike Dunk High Special Project Pure Platinum Highs release on the 13th of the 11th. I know, Friday the 13th, we get a dunk. They could have had like some crazy dunks there release on that day, or crazy shoes in general release on that day. It was a white and grey dunk, very solid colors, easy to wear, probably one of the easiest dunks you could possibly ever get to wear. It was solid. It was definitely a solid release. It released for 120 US dollars on the 13th, if any of you guys were interested. Moving on, we have an original 2001 Japanese exclusive getting a 2020 general release retro, and that is the Jordan 1 High CO.JP Navy and White Jordan 1s. It released for 170 US dollars on the 14th of the 11th. These are a classic silhouette. We covered them in episode 10. Honestly, I'm really happy to see them get a high top release because the original 2001 release from memory was a mid cut. So I'm super happy to see it get a high top release. Super awesome looking material quality on it. It was just really, really solid, and it released on the 14th if any of you guys are interested. Moving on, we had that the Yeezy 700 V3 Safflower released for 200 USD on the 14th of the 11th. I have nothing against the 700 V3 model. It's just this colorway. That's not the summer vibe that we all wanted. It is a yikes for me on that one. It's definitely not one that I would pick up, but maybe you'll disagree. Let me know if you picked it up on the 14th of the 11th, but I was not feeling that one. Next, we had a Jordan 3 release. On the 14th of the 11th, we had the Jordan 3 Black Cork Purples release for 190 US dollars. It was a pretty solid colorway there. I was kind of disappointed by the fact that it was so dark. Like, the elephant print wasn't highlighted in any way, shape, or form. It was all just black across the board. The real highlights was the court purple on it. It would have been a really solid release if that had OG branding on the back of it. I actually would have considered picking it up because that is a really solid colorway of them. If you guys are interested, as I said, it released on the 14th for 190 US dollars. Moving on, we have a three-way collaboration. We had that Adidas, Bape, and Undefeated collaborated on some ZX 8000s. They released for 140 USD on the 14th of the 11th. They came in two different colors. They came in either a black or a green, obviously to match Bape's iconic camo there. I'm not really feeling the ZX 8000 silhouette, but maybe you guys love that idea of a three-way collaboration. Yeah, I just really wasn't feeling that one. And of course, I mean, if Bape and Undefeated collaborated with Adidas for some sneakers, we also got Bape and Undefeated clothing. No Adidas third party there, only Bape and Undefeated. What we got on the 14th of the 11th was some hoodies, tees, and a varsity jacket. The varsity jacket retailed for 1,600 Australian dollars, and I was like, okay, I'm no longer interested. Because I just don't make that money. That is just ridiculous for a varsity jacket. The hoodies were pretty cool though. It released on both Undefeated store and Bape store. So if you can't buy from Bape's, regional stores like me, because I live in Australia, you can pick it up from Undefeated. It might still be available, but I reckon it's sold out by now, guys. But it released on the 14th of the 11th. Moving on, we had that Adidas and Atmos collaborated recently on some Ultra Boost DNAs. They released in white, black and white, or black and black. For 190 US dollars each. It released on the 14th of the 11th, so the Saturday. They were pretty solid, nothing too wild about them, and it kind of went under the radar, guys. Let me know if you guys picked up this collab at all. And last but not least, in our recent releases, we have that famous skating brand Huff collaborated with Playboy. They collaborated on Friday, November the 13th. On a bunch of pieces, on some really awesome button-up shirts. They did some really awesome bucket hats. They did some awesome just normal t-shirts. They did some awesome hoodies, and my favorite piece, which instantly sold out, was the Huff X Playboy varsity jacket. Wow, that was awesome. That was awesome. The chain stitch embroidery of Huff and the Playboy bunny on the back and the black and white. Iconic. Iconic, amazing. I wish I could have picked it up. It sold out everywhere. It was an awesome collaboration there, guys. But it released on Friday the 13th. And that is it. That is all our recent releases that we have to cover this week, guys. So we'll move on over to section 5 now, which is streetwear and fashion news rumors. And moving on to section 5, guys, we've only got one bit of news this week. Not a lot going on. In the streetwear and fashion news and rumors world, we have that Bape has announced a fresh Prince capsule is coming. I'm going to imagine a zip-up camo hoodie that is going to be purple and green and all those crazy colors like that. Yeah, guys, it's coming. No confirmed release dates, just that it's gonna come at some point. And that's it. That's all we got. That's all I got for the streetwear and fashion news and rumors for this week, guys. So we'll head on over now to section 6 and have a look at the sneaker news and rumors. Now moving into section 6, sneaker news and rumors, we do have a little bit more info here. So we have that, first of all, Jordan Brand has announced its Spring 2021 retro collection. This is where they announced the sneakers that they are retroing, so the old Jordans and stuff like that are coming out in spring of 2021. I'm not too keen for really any of them that are releasing in this capsule, guys. Normally the spring retro collection is actually pretty good, but there weren't any colorways I was really feeling. I'm hoping that just some OG colorways of some like really classic just OG colorways, I guess. I just hope some retros of some OG colorways come out in that time period that weren't included in this collection. Allegedly the Carmine 6s are meant to come out in OG branding in that time period, so I'm hoping that happens, because none of the retros from this 2021 capsule have appealed to me. But I don't know, let me know in that comment section below if any of them have for you. But for me, early next year for sneakers is not looking too good. Moving on though, I mean, maybe this will change, because apparently early next year we are getting 2 colorways of the A-Leak Studios. Yes, where are we? There we are. The old A-Leak Studios. They are collaborating with Nike once again to give us some white Air Force. So some white on white and black on white ones, basically the reverse of the recent black ones that we got, guys. They're going to be very expensive. The last ones that released were like £350 or something like that. So save up some cash, because apparently they are releasing early next year. But that is everything for sneaker news and rumors, guys. That's all I've got. So we will head on over now to section 7, which is upcoming fashion and streetwear releases. Section 7, guys, upcoming fashion and streetwear releases that are happening all the way up until the 22nd of November, so this coming Sunday. We have that Stussy is doing a 40th anniversary collab t-shirt capsule with a bunch of contemporary designers. We are getting t-shirts and singlets, by the looks of it, from Rick Owens, Virgil Abloh. So when we talked about in section 5 from a couple episodes ago, how Stussy and Off-White were collaborating, Virgil Abloh, that is the tee that we were talking about in a couple episodes ago. That is releasing this week. We've got Marc Jacobs, we've got Martin Rose, we've got heaps of people. They are collaborating and releasing this t-shirt capsule on the 20th of the 11th. Next, we have that Kith is releasing its winter collection. It has been dubbed the Kith and Kin Winter 2020 collection. I will definitely try and cover it before its release, guys. It is releasing this Friday, the 20th of November. Of course, this Friday we also have Palace Week 8 of their Winter 2020 collection. It is going to have the Moschino collaboration in it, and hopefully some seasonal items. I will be doing a drop list video within the next 48 hours, so we will know what is releasing in that week, guys. But it should be really exciting. As I said, it is releasing on the 20th. Next, we have, of course, our favorite New York skating brand, Supreme, releasing week 13 of their Fall Winter 2020 collection. It is releasing on the 19th of the 11th. The Stone Island collaboration is releasing in that week, as well as apparently some seasonal items as well. I wasn't really feeling the Stone Island collab. I never really do, because there's just not any silhouettes that I really like. I did a Streetwear Talk video covering it recently though, if you want to go check that out. And on the 21st, so the Saturday, we are getting Antisocial Social Club's Autumn Winter 2020 collection. Not much has been showcased to us as of yet. It'll probably all get debuted on Friday the 20th, because they always love to release everything, or showcase everything at least 24 hours before the drop is actually meant to happen. So stay tuned, guys. I will try and do a Streetwear Talk video for that one before it drops. And last but not least, on the 19th of the 11th, so that would be this Thursday? This Thursday? Yeah, because that's when Supreme's releasing. On the 19th, we are getting a Nike Fear of God x NBA capsule. It consists of basketball shorts, nylon track jackets, nylon sweatpants, Looks okay. It doesn't look like the most crazy collection out there, but we're getting a Nike Fear of God, you know, Jerry Lorenzo NBA capsule on the 19th. So regardless if you like it or not, it's coming out. And that is it, guys. That is everything I have for upcoming fashion and streetwear releases. So we'll move on now to our final section, which is upcoming sneaker releases. Our last section, guys, section 8, upcoming sneaker releases. To start it off with, we have that Nike is collaborating with Cactus Plant Flea Market to release a Dunk Low, the pure platinum colorway. It's releasing for 120 USD on the 18th of the 11th. It's a Dunk Low covered in Swarovski crystals all the way around. First debuted to us by Vlone's ASAP Bari. I just think this is a bit excessive, and I just can't do crystals all over a shoe. Like maybe a little bit of crystal, but not all over crystal. It's just a little bit too much. But if you guys are interested, it is releasing on the 18th for 120 US dollars. Next, we have another dunk. We have the Nike Dunk Low Ceramic. This is releasing for 100 USD on the 19th of the 11th. If you just want to dunk there, it's solid. Nothing wrong with it. It's just a nice little solid dunk. And if you want to pick it up, as I said, it's 100 USD on the 19th of the 11th. Moving on, we have Adidas collaborating with, I guess, Spider-Man or Marvel. We have the Adidas Superstar Spider-Man Miles Morales releasing on the 19th of the 11th for 90 US dollars. This is to commemorate the new PS5 video game that has recently come out. It's alright. It's not. I much prefer the Jordan 1 Into the Spider-Verse colorway. That was way more interesting. This one, I'm alright. I'm not too keen on this one. Next, we have another Adidas release. We have that Adidas and Pharrell are doing an NMD. It's simply just a black colorway. It is releasing on November the 19th for 220 US dollars, if any of you guys are interested there. And last but not least, our last sneaker release of this week, guys, until Sunday, is that we have the Nike SB Concepts Dunk High per Duncan are releasing for 120 US dollars on the 21st of the 11th. It looks very much like the one of the Three Bears dunks with all of its different materials and its furriness on them. It's a very interesting dunk, but I suppose Nike SB dunks are always known for being crazy, right? And it is a collaborative one with Concepts, so that one is going to be a hard one to pick up, guys. But that is it. That is all our all of our upcoming sneaker releases that are happening until the 22nd, guys. So let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on everything that we have covered today. If you've picked up any of the recent releases, what your heat on your feet is this week. Let me know everything you have to say down in that comment section below. And that's it, guys. That is everything I have to say for episode 11. It is currently 1 a.m. I am ready to go to bed, but I'm going to try and stay up and get this video out for you guys because it's been delayed by 3 days and you guys need this video, so I'm going to try and get it out. That's everything I have to say about all the recent releases and all the upcoming releases, guys. Let me know about your thoughts and opinions on the recent Hidden x BBC collaboration, the recent Vlone capsule, or the recent Stussy x CDG capsule down in that comment section below. And of course, guys, if you guys want me to keep doing upcoming Sneakers and Stuff episodes, don't forget to leave a big old like on this video, a comment in the comment section down below, and a subscribe to the channel, as we are trying to aim for 2,750 subscribers this month. You literally need like 2 subs, guys. Like, tell 2 people and get them to subscribe, and hopefully we can reach that milestone before the end of the month. Well, that's it, guys. That is episode 11. I will see you this Sunday, the 22nd of November, to do the next episode, episode 12. So until then, guys, until the next Sneakers and Stuff episode, until the next Sneaker Talk video, until the next Streetwear Talk video, I'll catch you later.